All right, so the exact same team that dropped the LTX video model just put out this new audio tool, and it is honestly pretty insane. Instead of just spitting out rigid, robotic text-to-speech, this thing takes a couple of brief voice snippets and literally builds a full living audio scene from scratch. I'm talking complex background sound effects, raw human emotions, and it even lets multiple people naturally talk right over each other at the exact same time. It is called Cena, and according to their internal benchmarks, this thing is legit dominating the open source competition. It is actually beating models like Moss TTS, Vibe Voice, and the Dia model from Nari Labs across the board. It has a crazy low word error rate and tracks who is supposed to be speaking way better than anything else out there right now, as you can see from the figures on the screen. Let us walk through some examples so you can see exactly what kind of model this is. First up, we have 2 reference speakers loaded up, though it can actually handle up to 4. Let us play the voice of input speaker 1 first.
Even if your progeny are especially fecund, your genetic ghost probably won't stick around that long.
Now let's listen to the second input voice.
You see, broadly speaking, there are 3 distinct but related ideas about vectors, which I'll call...
All right, now let's listen to the final output.
I'm Michael.
I'm Grant.
And we're hijacking each other's channels today.
The prompt asked for a piano playing gently in the background, then speaker 1, speaker 2, and then they both speak together. Having 2 voices overlap and stay synchronized in perfect unison like that is a seriously impressive feature. Let's look at another similar example. Listen to both input voices.
From rubbing shoulders with scientists in our little universe by the botanical gardens.
And meantime, I know the greatness of Jehovah. I acknowledge the perfection of his word. I adore the purity of the Christian faith.
Now let's listen to the generated output.
3, 2,
1, go!
Did it actually work?
I have no idea.
The 2 speakers perform the countdown together in a natural way before diving into their separate lines. It creates a very impressive scene right out of the gate. Cena also handles non-speech vocalizations seamlessly, meaning it can generate sounds that are not words like coughing or sniffing. Let us listen to both input voices first.
Even if your progeny are especially fecund, your genetic ghost probably won't.
Ozempic or Mounjaro have done what diets and willpower have failed to do so far.
Okay, now let's listen to the output here.
And so the way that quantum tunneling actually works...
Are you all right?
Yeah, sorry, allergies.
As you can hear, right along with the speech, it produced a totally natural coughing sound where the first person is talking and suddenly starts coughing mid-sentence. For next examples, we can skip the input voices and jump straight to the output because the cloning quality speaks for itself. What I want you to notice here is how the model handles emotional expressions. Let's play the clip.
We cannot laugh right now. I'm serious.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
The prompt mentions that they're trying to control their laughter but just can't stop, and the model completely nails that vibe. Let's check out another non-speech vocalization sample here.
I don't know what to do anymore.
Hey, breathe. I'm right here.
Okay.
The emotion of a person crying is fully demonstrated in the output, which is just wild. It even tries to handle cases where humans try to make animal sounds. Listen to this output.
And then the dog goes, woof, woof, woof.
And?
And the cat is just like, meow.
It's pretty impressive. Next up, let's look at acoustic scenes and sound effects where you describe the background environment in your prompt. Let's play this output clip.
I told you we should have turned back an hour ago.
We're almost there. Just hold on.
The 2 reference speakers are talking, but in the background, you can clearly hear the sound of a strong storm wind howling throughout the conversation. It matches the prompt description perfectly. Check out this next one.
Way too early for this.
Welcome to country life.
This is a morning farm scene. You can hear a rooster crowing and chickens softly clucking before the dialogue even starts. Let's play one more environment sample.
Now arriving at Central Station. Please mind the gap as you exit the train.
That's us.
Finally, my legs are dead.
In this one, the prompt asked for a train announcement followed by the speakers delivering their lines. To be honest, this one didn't feel very natural to me. There should have been some faint ambient noise from a train station, but there was no station noise at all. There's definitely room for improvement there. Fortunately, it nails other background effects, like this next clip where you can clearly hear a clock ticking in the background while two people talk.
And how did that make you feel?
Honestly, pretty awful. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it.
But my favorite environment has to be this stadium crowd example. Let's look at the prompt, which specifies a stadium crowd noise, and then let's play the output.
Did you see that? What a goal! I told you he'd score. I told you. We're winning! We're actually winning!
To me, this generation is incredibly impressive. First, you get the natural roar of a massive crowd during an intense match and a whistle blowing, and then our two commentators automatically adapt their delivery to sound super enthusiastic, commentating exactly like real sports announcers, shouting over the noise. There are a ton of examples like this on their page, but let's move on to another interesting feature. Cena can also generate a multi-speaker scene even if you only have a single reference voice. You can literally prompt it to design the second voice from scratch if you want, something like an alien or a super deep voice. Let's listen to the single input voice we're putting in.
Lady Larkspur starts suddenly and turns toward him.
Now let's listen to the complete output to see what the generated second voice sounds like.
Are you sure I'm allowed in here?
You are now. Don't make me regret it.
Got it.
As you can hear, the first voice matches our reference, but the second voice is this super deep, booming, intimidating man's voice that was created entirely by the prompt instructions. Let's do another one. Here's the single input voice.
Uncas, who had already approached the door in readiness to lead the way, now recoiled and placed himself once more in the bottom of the lodge.
Now let's listen to the output.
What did you do at school today, buddy?
We painted dinosaurs! Mine was purple!
Purple dinosaurs are the best kind.
The prompt asked for a small, cheerful child around 5 years old with a high-pitched voice, and the model generated that child's voice perfectly alongside the cloned reference. Let's play another single input voice.
Then is the time to introduce a meal on the stage.
Now check out the output.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
Once. Long time ago. Lost 3 good men that night.
Tell me about them.
Here, it was prompted to make the second voice a gruff old sailor with a hoarse, weathered voice, and it managed to generate a super complex voice that sounds exactly like an old sailor. You can even get legitimate voice acting and impressions out of completely normal, calm reference clips. Listen to these two female speaker inputs.
Slang makes one shudder.
Ruth sat quite still for a time, with face intent and flushed. It was out now.
They sound completely standard and relaxed, but the prompt specifies that while the first person speaks normally, the second person needs to adopt an exaggerated, theatrical, fake Italian accent and say things like "Mamma mia." Let's play the final output.
I made the spaghetti from scratch tonight.
Mamma mia, that smells delizioso!
It performed the voice acting beautifully, switching into that dramatic accent right on cue. It shows you can get great acting and emotional range out of normal voices if you give it a solid prompt. Now let's get into the Colab notebook that I built for you guys so you can test this out for yourselves. First, you need to head over to my GitHub repository where I keep a list of all my Colab and Kaggle notebooks. You can find the notebook named Cena Audio. Click the Colab button on the right and it will open the Google Colab interface. The very first thing you need to do is make sure your GPU runtime is set to T4. If it's not, just open the drop-down menu, select Change Runtime Type, click on T4, and hit Save. Once that's locked in, simply click Run All. This will connect the GPU and execute all 5 cells in the notebook, which handles installing the dependencies, downloading the models, and applying the necessary patches and optimizations. The whole setup process takes about 4 to 5 minutes to finish before your Gradio link appears. While that installs, let's look at their Hugging Face page to understand the hardware logistics. The total model size is around 9 gigabytes, which includes the audio VAE and the Cena safe tensor file. But the real bottleneck is that you also need the Google Gemma 3 text encoder. Now, if you try to use the full precision Gemma model, it's a massive 24 gigabyte file that completely crashes on a low VRAM setup, and it definitely won't run on a standard free Colab GPU. To bypass this issue, my notebook downloads a 4-bit quantized version of Gemma from Unsloth, which is only about 7 to 8 gigabytes. By using smart weight offloading to the CPU, I managed to get the whole thing into a working condition on basic hardware. Back in the notebook, you can see all the cells have successfully executed, the patches are done, models downloaded, and our Gradio link is ready. Clicking that link opens the Gradio user interface. This is where you enter your prompt using the same style as the examples we looked at, and I included full instructions on the interface to help you with the prompting format. You can upload up to 4 reference audios here, though sticking to 2 gives the best results, and you can always generate extra voices using text. Under Advanced Settings, you'll see the inference controls. You can set the audio length from 8 seconds up to a maximum of 20 seconds. Keep in mind, this is not a normal text-to-speech model for long-form reading. It's fundamentally a scene generation model. So if you try to push it past 20 seconds, the audio completely breaks. I also set the default inference steps to 30, which gives excellent results, along with guidance scale and a random seed so every generation is unique. Let's do some live testing so you can see how it actually handles raw inputs. I'm going to upload the voices of Donald Trump and Elon Musk as our 2 reference speakers. For the first test, I'll paste in that exact same piano prompt from earlier. Let's click Generate Audio Scene. Because we're working on a smaller free GPU and constantly offloading weights back and forth to the CPU, it's a pretty slow and lengthy process, taking about 2 minutes total to generate one 8-second clip. All right, the generation is done, so let's listen to the output.
I'm Michael.
I'm Grant. And we're hijaffing each other's channels today.
As you can hear, you get that faint piano music in the background, then Trump speaks and introduces himself, then you hear Elon Musk's voice, and then they both speak the final line together. It works just like they described. Let's keep the voices the same and try a different prompt. Okay, let's listen to this second generation.
And so the way that quantum tunneling actually works...
Are you all right?
Yeah, sorry, allergies.
So, Trump speaks first, coughs, Elon asks if the person is all right, and Trump replies about the allergies. Now, being completely honest, the generation is definitely okay, but it's not great. The coughing sound definitely wasn't as realistic as I was expecting. The truth is, not every single generation is going to be perfect. In some of my other test runs, the coughing sound did not output at all, and sometimes the voices even get shuffled, where the voice you assign to speaker 1 ends up being spoken by speaker 2 because of internal bugs in their code. Because of that, I would honestly say this is a bit of a half-baked model right now. It definitely has some quirks. Sometimes you literally have to retry 5 or 6 times just to get a good generation. I did manage to get some really impressive generations after a few trials, like this successful run of the overlapping countdown clip, which turned out beautifully.
3, 2, 1, go!
Did it actually work?
I have no idea.
You can get great results like that, but you definitely have to put in some effort, retry a few times, and rack your brain a bit to work around the minor issues. That's going to wrap up our light testing for today. I'm putting all the links, including this Colab notebook, in the description below so you can test it out with your own prompts and see what you can create. It definitely has its flaws, but hopefully it's useful to you to some extent. If you liked the video, please make sure to hit like and drop a comment to let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next video.